Global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news. Stay tuned. Hello, great people. Welcome back to our channel. We're so excited to have you again. As PEPC verdict is building momentum among Nigerians, there have been a lot of preempting coming from different quarters, and it seems as if there's a clash right now of ethnicity. Don't forget that when we're talking about PEPC, Presidential Election Petition Court, we are talking about three tribes right now: the Igbos, we are talking about the Hausas, we are talking about the Yorubas, Bola Tinubu for Yoruba, Tiko Abubakar Hausa, and then Peter Obi for the Ndibos. But though for most Nigerians, they are really looking at, the due process that produced the president. Other people are looking at it from the perspective of ethnicity. Now, for a while now, a lot of people have been preempting. I think Ohanaeze Ndibo came up, one of the factional group came up and preempt that in event of wrong judgment, Nigeria should be expecting what happened in Niger. And, that is quite inciting, I must say. Afenifere has sent him a very strong message. I don't know if it's born out of ethnicity, but first of all, let's listen to what they have to say so that we can know if we can judge them that way, or it's just a way to preserve the sanctity of our country, Nigeria. Now, according to the news, the Pan-Yoruba Social Political Organization Afenifere on Sunday cautioned the factional secretary General of Ohanaeze Ndibo, Mr. Okechukwu Izusoro, over his purported comments on the presidential election position court's handling. Afenifere, in a statement by the organization's national publicity secretary, Comrade Jare Ajayi, accused Mr. Izusoro of engaging in unnecessary incitement by allegedly preempting the tribunal handling the cases arising from the February 25th, 2023 presidential elections. The group pointed out that there was no basis for anyone to be hiding under the guise of freedom of expression to engage in incitement bordering on both treason and contempt of the court. It stated that apart from constituting an intimidation of the judiciary, the statement credited to Mr. Izuzoro is inciting, saying that everyone knows that the only means of changing government known to law is through the ballot box. He further added that he said this is not just a constitutional provision in Nigeria, it is also the norm in all countries that holds the right of the people to determine who govern them as sacrosanct. Isizoro, in his statement, had asserted that the interpretation of the constitutional requirement to a presidential candidate to win 25% of two-thirds of the state and the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, is a crucial issue that the judiciary must address. We emphasize the consequences of an erroneous judgment in light of recent events, such as the Nigerian military coup. That was what he said. None of Afenifere has sent for a strong statement, and this is what they said. They said this statement is too weighty not to be challenged because of its far-reaching implication. In the first place, the issue of FCT status, on which there was already a judicial pronouncement, is also one of the issues before the tribunal presently. Secondly, even if a party in a political case considered the judgment of a tribunal or court as erroneous, the option is not to call for military takeover, as the law clearly provides room for proceeding to the appellate court. Thus, Izuzoro's position, among other things, contravenes Section 133 of the Criminal Code Act in Nigeria. The code in subsection 4 says that a person is in contempt of the court if, while a judicial proceeding is pending, make use of any speech or writing misrepresenting such proceeding. Wow, well spoken. And I don't think this is stemmed out of ethnicity at all. It's just a way of correcting certain things, because the judges are human beings. These guys are human beings and their ears are on the ground. They are listening. Yes, we know. They have many years of experience. They have tested this kind of cases before. But right now, this one is overly sensitive, considering the fact that there are a lot of sensitivity, a lot of issues surrounding it. It requires so much of constitutional knowledge and also call it legal technicality. But however, it's totally wrong for anyone to start preempting anything. But then also, from another perspective, most people may believe that it's a candid advice that Isiuzoro was giving to the judiciary because already, if things do not go the way of the people, yes, proceeding to the appellate court will be the choice for anyone who is legal minded. But in a country like Nigeria, a lot of unbelievable things do happen, and and most of the time our battle do not really come physical. It's always on the street of Twitter, and sorry, on the street of social media. They will go out, they'll make a lot of inciting statement and all of that. Don't also forget that as we are talking right now, there are some persons who are already agitating strongly for another country, in the same Nigeria, talking about, Biafra and the rest. So one must be very careful what you are trying to say so that you don't end up inciting people to do what is wrong. And I feel that there should always be very strong legal updates on issues like this, especially being that a lot of people do not even have legal understanding of what the penalty looks like when you speak on cases that is currently in the court before the court itself says it. And just like I've seen some people responding here, they said, man, this user is not the only person who is preempting anything. We've also seen a lot of preempting from, different individuals, and that what he's just doing is kind of advisory responsibility, advisory role that he's trying to play to the judges, that they just have to be careful. They shouldn't allow erroneous listing because already the situation in the country is overly very, very, very serious. A lot of things are happening. People, this one is saying the reason why Niger have not really given recognition to our president is because of the process through which he was being brought in. Other people are saying a lot of this. So right now, I just feel that we just have to, all together. I think Afenifere is not wrong. We just need to stay off making certain statements. Don't forget that this same Afenifere we are talking about gave their utmost support to Peter Obi. So there is nothing like ethnicity in their statement. We could still remember that because of Peter Obi, there was serious crisis in Afenifere at a time, because they said they needed someone who have the way without to lead the country, and Peter Obi was the choicest person, while there was Bola Tinubu by the corner who was seeking their support with everything he's got. So I think it's not the issue of ethnicity. It's just a case of trying to align people to function in sync with what the law actually provides. All right, that's where we are going to leave it. Let's meet in our comment section and talk more about this. Do you think that there's any element of ethnicity in the warning that Afenifere sent to the factional secretary of Ohanaeze Ndibo, warning him to stay off making statement that is quite contemptuous in nature?